Go ahead and settle in. We got a lot to cover today. We're going to go ahead and start with a question. How do you give back to yourself? You have to recognize your needs and you have to commit to them. What are you doing to give back to you? I'm Crystal with Crystal's Mind, Body, and Soul. This is the self-love evolution part 3. There might be more parts. I think we might get into more parts. I don't know. We're going to see. Anyway, in the self-evolution part 1, we talked about self-love itself. We talked about how we learned how we consider ourselves before we help others, right? In part 2, we talked about the 3 C's of healthy boundary setting, right? And then we also talked about healthy boundary setting and unhealthy boundary setting and what that looks like. Today in part 3, we'll cover self-care. Self-care is important when it comes to self-love and self-preservation, and they all tie into each other, and we're going to get into that. So back with the question, how do you give back to you? When your battery is done and you can't take it anymore and you finally just give up and say, you know what, I'm not doing nothing for nobody for a good week. What is it that you do? How do you recharge your battery? So before we go into that, I want to tell you a little story. I think the universe was testing me yesterday, and I feel like it's specifically for your benefit. And I love it. A lot of the things that I've gone through, I went through them so I can be in a position to share and help assist other people, and you can take what resonates with you and you can leave the rest however you want to. But yesterday, everybody that knows me knows that I have allergies. And so yesterday, the allergies came and I thought, it's okay. I'm going to deal with it. I took allergy medicine. I thought it was going to go away. And up until the time that it was time for me to start recording the video, I was going back and forth in my brain. I was like, and my heart got hard and it got heavy. And it was like, oh my God, I have all these people depending on me for part 3 because I did part 2. I told them to look out for part 3. I can't be sick right now, And the closer and closer it got, the louder those thoughts came. And the good thing is, see, I've found self-love. I'm in love with myself, but the test never stops. The test never stops. So as I'm being tested, the thoughts become louder and louder. And now, because I know the tests are not as hard anymore. So when the thoughts became louder, I became more present. And I said, okay, I see. This is a test. I turned the lights off. I left the office and I went into my room and I began self-care. And as you see, I'm here in full effect. Hey, feeling better. And if I had not done that, I would have been forcing myself into a situation trying to talk to you guys while I'm blowing my nose and all kinds of stuff. So thank you for your patience. But you see, if I did not stop and do self-care, it would have built up quiet resentment in me. And so I'm grateful for the opportunity to have come full circle into self-love enough to know when to stop and take care of myself. Let's go back into how do I give back to myself? So let's just talk about, for instance, for me, I like to be near water. So whether it's a long bath or a lake or a river, I don't care what body of water it is, I like to be near water, and that really, really recharges me. Also, being in nature. I love going on the nature walks out here. And when I was in California, all the trails that they have out there are just beautiful, just breathtaking, and it really recharges me. So when I can't take it anymore, when I'm ready to step back and recharge my battery, that's what I do. But what do you do? Go ahead and comment and tell me what you do to recharge. How do you give back to you in the comments here? How do you make sure your needs are met? Okay, and so far, I know you can probably see that self-care directly ties into self-preservation. Self-preservation directly ties into self-love. That's why it's a 3-part series. But I wanted to break it down for you guys so you can see that there's layers to this. And it's the reason why when we're fed up, why we end up snapping at people. And sometimes we end up snapping at the wrong people. There are a lot of people around those who have a really big heart that are takers. A lot of people that are takers. There's probably one or two that are innocent and that really love you for who you are and really don't want to take from you. They usually pour into you, and every now and then they may ask a favor just like everybody else, right? But it ends up that because we're building this quiet resentment, it ends up that we end up spilling it out on them. It usually ends up with them for some reason. Well, that's why you have to make it a practice of honoring your needs. You don't want to lose the people that you really love and the ones that really love you, the ones that are not taking from you. Okay. And in order to do that, you have to stop and you have to take care of yourself. Okay. Self-care is an actionable expression of how you love. Okay. This, like I said in yesterday's, in part 2, the way you treat others is how you want to be treated. So bring that in. Literally do that for you. Literally do that for you. Today is I want to stop right there and say we might get into some good stuff today. Or I might stop and make it a part 4, but this is going to be a little bit longer than yesterday. Just bear with me. Okay, so again, it means being intentional about you. It means dating yourself. It means buying yourself something special. It means creating something beautiful. Take time and paint. Take time and create. Do something. Watching TV and spending time plugged in, you can do that, but it will also take from you. Understand that that would be depleting your energy. It's you being plugged in. You need to be unplugged in order to take care of you. Unplug and find out what self needs. Okay. Forgiving others and forgiving yourself. That's also a part of self need, a part of self care. You have to stop and give yourself time to forgive yourself for giving all that power away to everybody else and not stopping and loving on you. There's a piece in you that's breaking, and that piece needs your attention. Okay. So instead of giving until you cannot give anymore, it's time to start bringing that power back into self and filling up those empty pieces with that power that you gave so much away. Excuse me. Eating well. Eating well is another one. Okay. Some people eat their feelings. After your battery is done, it's dead, you're tired, you're burned out. Eating well matters. Okay. Some people are burned out, so you run to food like that's going to help satisfy those broken pieces in you, those hollow areas where you gave your power away. It might be temporary. It might fill you up temporarily, but after that meal is done and you're left with yourself, then what? See, again, reaching outside of ourselves for something. Everything that you need is here. Everything that you need is here. If you need to go to a happy place to become centered, fine. That's fine. If you need to do art to become centered, that's fine. What you're trying to do is you're trying to balance out your masculine and feminine. Again, we're going to get into that. Okay. I'm telling you about this stuff to do that you can do because trust me, I've done it. And it can be difficult because you're so used to giving yourself away and your time away. It can be difficult to implement self-care time. So what you're going to have to do is make it mandatory that you give time to you. So not just the meditation, okay, but also self-care, recharging your battery, going somewhere that's important to you, listening to jazz music, whatever that is for you that helps you center, that helps you recharge, that gives back to the precious side of you, make it a habit. Make it a habit. Okay, now let's get into balance. Balance as it relates to self care. This is where we're going to talk about the masculine and the feminine energies that reside within you. Let's go into masculine energies. For example, overextending yourself, masculine. Always on the go, masculine. Control, masculine. And what I mean by control is overthinking. I mean that if you don't do it, no one else will. You think you have some kind of control over this situation, and you don't. You don't have to always be the one to step in. Somebody else actually will step in. The universe will send people their way when you're not available. So stop spreading yourself so thin. You're in your masculine too much. Now, the feminine. Instead of overthinking, overextending yourself or always on the go, you are escaping. Instead of telling someone your boundaries and being healthy about it, you won't answer the phone. What? That's not honoring yourself. That's not honoring yourself. Instead of you creating a healthy boundary in a healthy way, you're people pleasing. That's not honoring yourself. That's not honoring yourself. And then you remain stuck. You're in this perpetual cycle of people pleasing, of escapism, of being stuck. Like you're just constantly doing this over and over again because you are not speaking your truth, because you are not honoring yourself, and you're on this hamster wheel over and over and over and over again. You're just on this wheel spinning. Get off the wheel. Get off the wheel. I'm saying here and right now, virtually no action, just stagnation. It is not okay to be a yes person. It is not okay. It's hurting you inside. It is literally sitting in your organs. Your skin is messed up, flared up because you're not speaking your truth. Your back hurts because you're carrying everybody else's problems and your own. Your feet hurt. Stop the pain. You want to stop the pain? Get your masculine and feminine energies in alignment. Okay? If you're leaning more to one side than the other, then that's how you know that it is imbalanced. If you're the kind of person that is always on the go and always overextending yourself in that way, just overdoing it, then you're leaning more to the masculine. If you're the person that's always escaping and you're always on that hamster wheel, then you're leaning more towards the feminine. We are trying to bring it all back to the center. We're going to balance it out. I'm wearing my yin yang earrings today for balance, to be here for you guys to seek balance. Okay. How do we bring these things into balance? How you're probably saying, Crystal, what is the feminine and the masculine? What does that have to do with me honoring myself? Well, Let's get it started. To balance out your masculine energy, you're going to have to do a little more feminine. To balance out your feminine energy, you're going to have to do a little more masculine. You're going to have to make sure that you're always in balance. So what I do, I always seek my spirit guides and I say, tell me if I'm in balance, because it's always often harder to see yourself, right? So that's why I'm explaining it this way. That's why this episode is going to be longer. So I always ask my spirit guides, what is it, how if my masculine and feminine energies are out of balance, let me know. Right? And I have a specific sign for them to tell me. I will not share it with you today. I want you to create your own sign for them to tell you. But when I am out of balance, that it comes up. And it comes up quickly. And it comes up at least 3 times. And after the third time, I know. Because after the first time, most of the time we fix it in our heads like, oh, it's just a coincidence. Yeah. Yeah. We rationalize things a lot, especially when we have a big heart. We're just like, no, especially because we've become accustomed to not taking care of ourselves, right? So we go right into trying to explain why that sign was not our sign. So I asked for the sign 3 times, okay? Once I get it 3 times, I'm like, okay, for sure, I know I need to go internal. I need to start balancing out my masculine and feminine. So if you're overly in your masculine, let's go. It's time to start being present. That's one of the things you can do. If you're overly in your masculine, it's time to dance. Let's dance. Let's move that energy out. Let's even it out. Let's dance. It's time to move. I have work it Wednesday. I did work it Wednesday. Go to work it Wednesday. Trust me. Listen to that kind of music and sit in your bathroom, stand in your bathroom and move your body. Get that energy out. Same thing for journaling. Sit down and journal every day. Do not miss a day. I tell you, do not miss a day, because I am the prime example of it. Matter of fact, while I have you here, I'm going to show you what my journal looks like. Okay. Get you a journal. I don't care if it's just a piece of paper and it's multiple pieces of paper every day. Get a journal. Start writing this stuff down and getting that energy out of you. It's hurting your body. It's hurting your heart. It's making you sick. It's making you eat bad. It's making you make bad choices in the people you keep around you, in the clothes that you wear, in the way that you think, in the way that your mind works and how you move through life. Let's start making changes. So now let's move to the feminine. If you're too much into your feminine, if you're leaning that way too much, start setting intentions. Start creating goals, writing them down. So get up in the morning after your 15-minute meditation and write down your goals for today, like a to-do list. Make sure one of those goals are for you. Make a commitment to yourself to meet those goals. Okay. Another thing you can do, real leadership. Real leadership looks like the calm, consistent, and centered decisions that you make in order to preserve yourself. So if you start doing that with yourself, everyone else around you is going to notice that. They're going to either fall off or follow suit. It's real. It's just like that. Either they're going to fall off because they were just takers to begin with, or they're going to follow suit. That they are going to start treating you good because you're treating yourself good. Period. Period. That's how it goes. You are not balanced. You are not loving yourself properly. I have to say that because there are people out there who say, I love myself. I don't care what nobody say. I love myself. How? How do you love yourself? How are you giving back to yourself? I want to hear it in the comments now. How are you giving back to yourself? I want to know. If you do in fact love yourself, then what I'm saying should not be hitting a nerve. Really. And if you feel like you need help, I urge you to look out for my next posting. I'll be talking about a workshop that we can do together for free that you guys can get in on, where I can show you the way. Excuse me. Now we're going to talk about preventing burnout. Now, in some cases, you cannot see burnout getting ready to happen. But if you do the things that I'm telling you about today, you're constantly pouring into yourself, then you can prevent burnout. Okay? Prevent burnout by considering your needs, like in part 1. Prevent burnout by setting healthy boundaries, like in part 2. Prevent burnout by carving out time to care about you, to balance you. Like I said, ask your spirit guides, angels, and ancestors for a sign if you are not sure if you are balanced or out of balance with your masculine and feminine energies. You can even write it down. If you don't speak to your ancestors the way I do, that's fine. Write it down and say, please show me a sign, butterflies, if my masculine and feminine energies are out of balance. Please show me the sign, white flowers, if my masculine and feminine energies are out of balance. Please show me the sign, oranges, if my masculine and feminine energies are out of balance. I hope you get it. Do you get it now? Okay. All right. Sorry, being in balance is a perfect recipe for the self-love evolution. And you cannot have one part with the other. Period. Like I said, there's going to be people who say, I know I love myself and this, that, and the other. Okay, show me. Because you can't have one without the other. You can't be doing this over here. Let's say you're creating healthy boundaries over here, but then your masculine and feminine energies are misaligned over here. Something's off. Or let's say it's switched. Or let's say you're creating healthy boundaries, but you're not spending time with yourself. You're not giving yourself any recharge time. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, let's get into it. I want to give you a little poem because, as you know, I love writing poems. And if you don't know, you can find my book, Scorpio Sun, Pisces Moon, on Amazon or Kindle right now. Anyway, as you learn, you grow. As you grow, you show others not only how to love you, but also how to love themselves. So right now that you're a giver and you're giving all of you, how about you do this work for them? So those of you who want to be a part of the self-love evolution and you want to grow into that, do it, because it helps me too. That care that you're giving yourself, those beautiful positive thoughts that you're giving yourself, it ripples out. And everybody feels it. I feel it. Your friends feel it. And like I said, some will fall off and some will follow suit. And it's because of the energy. It's not because of what you're saying. It's not because you're saying, I love myself. I don't care what nobody say. It's not that. It's what you do. It's the actions you take. It's the time you spend with yourself. It's how you take care of yourself. That is what matters. If you want to learn more, please go on to crystalsmindbodyandsoul.com. crystalsmindbodyandsoul.com. And go ahead and enroll in a 30-day program where I can give you more one-on-one personal assistance with this and other things. If you're not sure what you want to do, if you're not sure what area you need to work on, what's in balance, what's out of balance, that's all right. Click in the bio or on the link below on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. It's always in the bio. The booking link is in the bio. You can book for a free consultation and we can start from there. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for continuing with me, even though I had allergies yesterday. Thank you to all my friends, fans, and followers. Thank you to my family, those who follow me and those who don't. I love you all. And thank you for coming to Crystal's Mind, Body, and Soul. Come for the message, but stay for the healing.